Can you hear me now? Okay, I'll start all over. No. Good morning. And now you can hear me. I just wanted to remind you that we have prayer request forms on the back table. So if you have anything that's heavy on your heart or anything that you'd like us to celebrate with you, just fill out one of those prayer request forms, put it in the prayer box, and Reverend Yvonne and I will pray with you and for you all week. So at that being said, I think we have some special music.
Us home again. Now we live in the joy of becoming whole again. We sing, Thy will be done. We have come in Thy holy name. We sing, Thy will be done. We have come in Thy holy name. Now oneness is known in the hearts of man restored. Now in gladness and wonder we sing before the Lord. We sing, Thy will be done. We have come in Thy holy name. We sing, Thy will be done. We have come in Thy holy name. Oneness is known in the hearts of man restored. Now, in gladness and wonder, we sing before the Lord. We sing, Thy will be done. We have come in Thy holy name. Thy will be done. We have come in Thy holy
Thank you for the inspiration and sharing your gifts. Yes, sharing your gift with us, Aisha. Thank you so much. Thank you. Let's give her some more love. It's so beautiful, so beautiful. So it's that time in our service where we bless our children, the children of the world and the child within each one of us. So if you'd please join me in this prayer for our children. We see you, who you really are, made in the image and likeness of God. We cherish you, we support you, and we love you. And so it's from that place of love that we move into our prayerful entry into our No, truly there is only one life, and that life is God. That life is peace and joy and love and harmony and compassion. There is absolutely nothing outside of God. I am one with it, and if that is true for me, that is true for each and every person. One with love, one with peace, one with compassion, one with joy, one with the one. So as I speak my word this day, I speak it knowing truly that as we move through the ensuing week, we are lifted in love. We embrace the possibilities of this new year. We embrace the idea that love grows and prospers within the hearts of each and every person. We move through this time filled with light and love and compassion, sharing our good as we move through each day, and I am so grateful. I'm grateful for the powerful presence of Spirit within each person. I am grateful for the light and the love of the divine that shines through us. I am grateful for the opportunity that we have to share goodness with others. I release this word now to the perfect working of the perfect law, which always and only says yes. Please join me in affirming, and so it is.
That was beautiful. That was very beautiful. Thank you so much. Oh, our musicians are fabulous, aren't they? We're so grateful. Yeah. You guys and ladies are wonderful. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. And I just have to mention this too. Right before Christmas, there was a tuba concert. I have to tell you about it because it was the most fabulous thing I've been to in years, and I'd been to one before. But I have to tell you, it was just, someone said, isn't this fun? And I had to think about, no, it was not fun to go to, it wasn't fun to experience, but it was beautiful, and it was joyful, and it was harmonious, and then it became fun. Yes, it was fabulous, and our Audie was one of the players. Thank you so much for being part of that. It was great.
I didn't see you. Where were you?
Right in the front row.
Yeah, second.
I was in the second row, but it was right behind Jamila. So thank you. It was fabulous, really. It's one of those gifts that sometimes I overlook. I overlook the beauty of the gifts that are presented right in front of me. And sometimes I overlook them. But when I accept them and when I experience them, I'm so grateful. So I think that we all are that way a little bit, in the sense that there's the gifts of goodness in front of us many, many times, and we just don't notice it, or we think we're too busy for it, or whatever our reason is for not embracing it. So it's really about being the power of now, being in the now, and it was just a delight to go to that concert. Thank you so much. So, happy 2022! Woo! I read this morning that said half of the Americans feel like they just had the worst year ever. Half of us felt that way. But 7 in 10 are optimistic about 2022. Well, we know we're the 7 of the 10, yes. And that 2022 will be better. But the real crowning glory was when my friend sent me this text this morning, and here's what it said. It was a cartoon. It said, and it showed these two cartoon characters and said, aren't you terrified of what 2022 could be like? Everything is so messed up. And then the religious scientist said, oh, I think it'll bring flowers. And the other person said, yes, why? The religious scientist said, because I'm planting flowers. So we're going to get whatever we plant, are we not? So this is the idea for today and for this New Year's. What is it we're going to want to harvest? And by determining what we want to harvest, we will also know from that divine inner wisdom, that self-divine that's within us, that power of the intelligence of God through us and as us, we'll know what it is that we want to plant, that we need to plant. And we'll also know how to care for that which we planted. Because we are such power-filled, grace-filled individuals. All of God's creation, all of us are. We all carry that same seed of perfection. And what we do here is we not only acknowledge that we have it, we expect to express it, right? And so we support each other. We stand under the shelter of each other so that we can be that greater expression of the perfection of God, that which we are. We just come here to be our best and to know that in each other. So today I want to talk about, because it's the first of the year, and if you've read the Science of Mind book that Ernest Holmes wrote, if you've ever been to any of our Science of Mind classes, you know that everything starts with the thing itself. What is the thing itself? The thing itself is the power behind creation. It is that which is the ultimate stuff and intelligence of everything that comes forth. The thing itself. It's the principle that's forever hidden. It's not something that we see, but it's definitely something that we live through, that we use, that is the creative essence of all that is. It's like faith. The principle of life is invisible. But if we don't know about it, then we aren't going to use it in a way that just enhances our lives and makes us aware that we are creating our today and tomorrow, that we are in charge of the changes we want to see in our lives. We are the ones who are the author, the publisher, and the character in our books of life, in the book of life that we're living. So we know that the source or cause from which everything results is called principle, and it's unchangeable. And the way we use it is through the law of mind. We use it because through our thoughts, and what our thoughts do is create this what we're going to experience. So the law is governed and directed by the thoughts we put into it. So going back to the cartoon, it's going to be a terrible 2022. No, I'm going to experience flowers. How are you going to experience flowers? I'm going to plant them. Take a breath with that. It's about what we determine and decide and then move into through action and correcting our thoughts and bringing ourselves into alignment with the power back of creation, or as we call it in Science of Mind, the thing itself. God, spirit, holiness, intelligence, life, whatever you want to call it, does not take away from the power that it is. So the principle, we know this principle of life, the principle of life applies to everyone. It is not a respecter of persons. It doesn't matter. You're going to be using this principle of life, whether you're using it to enhance life for yourself or whatever. It's not a respecter of persons, so it's there for everyone to use, and it doesn't play favorites. So when we recognize that we have this power to use, and we know that it's there for us, and we use it in a way that enhances life for ourselves and others, then we are moving into what we call the freedom of life. Freedom will never be experienced from outside of ourselves to the degree that it will be known to us from within. From within. We can be imprisoned in a jail, or we can be imprisoned in our mind. We can be imprisoned in our home, or we can be imprisoned in our mind. It's what we determine, where we determine the power lies. And in knowing about this thing itself, we have to recognize that God does not respond to some people more than others. What happens is some of us respond to God more than others. Some of us say, yes, there is a God. And there is a power for good for me to use. And I'm going to use it. And if I'm not getting what I determine that is for my highest good right now, I'm going to take a look at what my thoughts are. I'm going to take a look at what my beliefs are. I'm going to take a look at what my actions are and see where I can become more of that one who says there is a God, and God is good, and this power of life is for me, through me, and not against me. You see, we come to that place of knowing rather than begging. We have to know it. We have to embrace it. We have to believe it. And then we'll move on the faith we have in it. And it will move into us and through us. Prayer is the movement of mind that moves us into that place of knowing. It takes us out of our doubts and our fears and our anxieties and our anger, whatever it is we're feeling, and moves us into the declarations of truth. One life out of which we all live, that life of God, our God, it's not the life of God, it's God. It's out of which we all live. So there's one life. And that's why we always talk about how we're connected. We're out of one. We're individualized expressions of the one. Yeah. And then the scriptures. I love to go back to the scriptures because we know that everything is based on the wisdom of the ages. Everything that is truth was discovered long, long ago, and it just flows through the ages. But through the scriptures it says, and let him that is athirst come. So any one of us who wants to make change, any one of us who wants to bring more goodness into our lives and through our lives, any one of us can come to that point of truth. And whosoever will, let him take the water of life freely. You see, it's whosoever will. It's not those over 5'8". It's not those under 40. It's whosoever will. If you're here, if you're alive in this moment, you can tell yourself, I was chosen from the loving Spirit that created me. Just as you are, you were chosen to be its magnificence. And we came in with that free will that gives us the opportunity to decide what that magnificence will look like. But we have the power within us. So what are you intending for 2022 for yourself? That's what I want to know. Because you know what? We have within us already 2022. We have everything that we would intend, experience, or want, desire to have. We have that within us. But remember that intention, when I grew up, it wasn't about intentions, it was about resolutions. What are your New Year's resolutions? And I can tell you, if I stuck with them in earlier years for 4 weeks, I was thrilled. If I stuck with them for 6 weeks, I thought I was already on the way to sainthood. Oh yeah, I was the example. And when I fell off, it was because they just weren't the right ones. Resolutions were about doing or being. But an intention, this is what I love about intentions. An intention is, I can already see what the end result is I want. The intention, one of my intentions for this year is to not worry about things that I've worried about before. So you say, well, what's worry? Well, worry to me eats up my time. It gives me a bad attitude. It puts me into fear. So just worry in general is not life enhancing. So rather than give up and really work hard and use my willpower to stop worrying, I'm looking at what is it that worry would give me? Oh, more peace in my life, more harmony. I'll be kinder. If I'm not worried, I'll be a kinder person. I know that because that's what I've been told. I will be more present. You see? So willpower intention is about holding in my mind what it is and knowing what it's going to be like. So in order for us to have an intention, we have to know what it is we want from it. So where I had a resolution, I'm going to lose 20 pounds. I wonder if I thought 20 pounds lighter was going to make me happier. I'm sure I did. Not just the fit better, but happier, because I could get clothes that were a size bigger, but it's not that, you know. But an intention is what I want to bring into my life, bring something into my life experience that is harmonious with how I want to live. So I want us today to think about intentions for 2022. And 12 weeks ago exactly, I started talking about the intention to live in this thriving, beloved community, to thrive in the beloved community. So for 12 weeks, I had this intention that we were going to know what a beloved community was in a greater sense, and to be able to be part of this. So what were the traits of the beloved community? I'm going to remind you. It's in a beloved community, we are recognized. We recognize ourselves and we recognize others as the beloveds. As the beloveds. Remember, namaste is the God in me beholds the God in you. That's one of the traits of the beloved community. And then the second thing was, and I love this one, because this community gives us permission to be authentic with not only each other, but with ourselves. We get to be authentic. We get to make mistakes. We get to stumble, but we get to be lifted up still into our authentic self. And we express that way from our authentic self. We allow others to express. So we speak our truth in love. We don't speak anything that comes into our minds. And in the thriving community, in the beloved community, remember the word beloved is so the heart of this community. So what we do is speak from love and kindness and generosity. And we allow that to come to us. Sometimes it's a little... It's something we grow into, how to speak in love, and loving consideration and compassion. Sometimes that's something we just grow a little stronger in. And the other thing is, in our beloved thriving community, we learn more and we blend our faith. We learn how to use the tools of the principles of life in a greater way. So we blend our faith with action. And so here's what comes up. Sometimes we think, now what can I do to activate and actualize this beloved community? And one of the things I heard was, well, how can we welcome people in a greater way? And then it went from how can we welcome people more into our community to a person saying, that's going to be my intention. I am going to welcome people into this beloved community. You all can too, but that's going to be mine. That's one of the things I'm going to take on. So that's what we do. We look at what the role is that we can play in this beloved community as we go out into the greater community, because we know the value of this. We know the value of being authentic. We know the value of recognizing the God self in not only within us, but within others. And we know the power of doing it together. So that was the intention we had. Why did we do that? Why would we join a community. Why would we join anything? Well, the why is for the freedom it gives our souls, the freedom to connect freely with others, the freedom that even allows us to contribute the gifts of life that we have within us, the goodness that we have, the grace that we have, so that we can contribute it to others freely, because we know that we are part of a beloved community. And it allows us more self-realization, because as we do this, it's like taking the knowledge we have and using it to deepen and gather more knowledge. You know, it's like when we first started learning our numbers. We started counting to 10, and then the next thing I knew it was algebra, then the next thing I knew it was geometry, and then the next thing I knew I was done. We keep moving with what we have as knowledge, and what we want to do as we're moving into this year is not box ourselves in with the how. How is this community going to grow? How am I going to share my gifts? Please know that if you have that desire within you to make that intention for a greater good for yourself, the how will come about. That's divine. The how is supported. What the law of life, or the principle of life, wants to know is what you want. What is it you want? And we bring this up if we allow our self-divine within us to speak to us. It'll whisper to us. It'll scream at us sometimes, depending. But you'll always have that, what it is within you. And I just invite you this year not to suppress it by the how will this happen. And remember, with whatever it is we're desiring, why do you want it? What is it you really want to experience this year? Do you want more peace in your life? Do you want to move with harmony? Do you want to worry less? Do you want to physically feel better? Whatever it is, leave the how out. Because what you'll need to do, the action you'll need to do, will come to you. Now what we do here is, every year, we have, Linda, oh, here it is. We have these white stones that came from Jerusalem. Does anyone not have a white stone? Because this is the stone we write on. I love writing on stones. Because, and it's a small stone, and I can take it with me. I can lay it on my desk. But here's what I do. I think I mentioned to you, I want to worry less this year. So I'm not going to write worry on my stone. What I would write is what I want to experience from less worry. So it's going to be peace or harmony or silence. My mind has no idea what expanded silence would be. It just doesn't. But maybe that's what I'm going to write. It's a silence, a peaceful silence. So I'm going to invite you to, once everyone has theirs, okay, I think everyone has a stone of paper. I'm just going to ask you to hold a stone in your hand and just close your eyes for a moment, because all we're going to do right now, what we're going to do is let the breath, don't hold your breath, let the breath of life, let the breath of God as life flow into you easily and effortlessly. And just being aware that you're sitting in that chair, if you're here, if you're at home, wherever you are, please know that is a sign, that is a sign of the support you're receiving. Whether you're on the floor, in a chair, however you're doing this. And I invite you now to allow the self-divine, allow that inner wisdom, allow that higher consciousness consciousness to reveal to you something you would like to experience this year. And remember, this is between you and God. On the stone, there's only room for a word or two, maybe 3 or 4. But this is what you can rest in. You don't have to give God the details. God knows. You're not directing God in this, you're directing yourself into the glory of God, power of God, the presence of God. When you're ready, just write whatever you want to on your stone. This is an opportunity to validate for yourself. This is the good that I desire, that I anticipate, that I accept. Invite you to feel that power. The power of the word you wrote, the power of the word that you are going to experience because you've made this declaration. The power of the word that is your intention, that is the action of the thing itself for you and through you as you, because you've chosen this. Because you are worthy of this. For it is in our daily lives that we encounter the divine. It's in our daily lives that we experience the miracles. And a new definition maybe for miracle for you might be that which is that we see or we experience is unexplainable. For me, the miracle is birds in a flock that don't run into each other, that don't crash and fall. That's a miracle. How is that? That's the divine in action, in form. Another miracle I experience that is so beautiful is forgiveness. When I've erred, and someone forgives me, and I know I've been forgiven, not necessarily because they say the words, but how they treat me, how they accept me again. Forgiveness is a miracle that we, each one of us, carry within us with the ability to share, to make known. And maybe one of the biggest miracles that I've experienced is self-forgiveness. And it shows up. Life is easier. Life is kinder. And life is sweeter through self-forgiveness. The wonder of spirit is everywhere. We can't escape it because we're inseparable from it. But when we become conscious of it, and when we use our consciousness to direct ourselves, to direct our actions and our words and our thoughts, when we use that, and embrace the principle of life for our use, then we create a world of goodness for ourselves as well as others. Let's plant flowers this year. Let's plant flowers. You choose the flowers you want. I'll choose the flowers I want. You'll share your flowers with me. I'll hope mine grow. Some of you have beautiful, incredible flower gardens. Thank you for sharing them. Thank you for sharing your goodness, your grace, your talents, your wisdom. That's what the flower garden is. We've all been gifted this year. Let's remember. Let's remember what the gifts are and where they came, who shared them with us, and the source of all good. Our mission statement here is we are a community and a loving presence providing an environment for individual spiritual growth and enrichment. That's what the beloved community does, and we're all part of it. And we will thrive in it as we know and make our commitments to planting that which is our flowers for this year. Thank you, and God bless you. Namaste.
I see what you're going through. I know 'cause I feel it too. And I wrap myself around you, hold you close to my heart. I see what you're going through. I know 'cause I feel it too. And I wrap myself around you, hold you close to my heart. I send you love, I send you peace, I send you blessings for the changes that we need. I send you love, I send you peace, I send send you love, I send you peace, I send you blessings for the changes that we need. I send you love, I send you peace, I send you blessings for the healing that we need. I send you love, I send you peace, I send you blessings for the changes that we need. I send you love, I send you peace, I send you blessings for the healing that we need. I send you love, I send you peace, I send you blessings for the changes that we need. I send you love, I send you peace, I send you blessings for the healing that we need.
Once again, so beautiful. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So we've come to that point in our service where we get to put into practice the law of circulation. For those of us who are here in the sanctuary, there's a basket on the back table. For those of you who are online, you can go to our website, www.cslkalispell.com, and there's a place you can contribute there as well. So what I'd like to ask you to do now is to take your tithe, your gift, your offering, not only in your hand, but in your heart, and join me in this prayer of spiritual giving and receiving. I live in a universe of abundance. As I freely and joyfully give, I join in the divine flow, and all that I share with life returns to me multiplied abundantly. And so it is. So we want to thank everyone who joined us today online, and we hope you come back and be with us again next week. We love you, and we bless you, and we thank you for joining us today.